My name is Camille Hart. I'm 27. I used to think I understood what stable meant. Not perfect, not fireworks every day, just steady, predictable in the comforting way that lets you breathe. For 2 years, that's what my relationship with Daniel felt like. Two people orbiting in sync, choosing each other again and again. Until the day he stopped choosing me. It didn't happen all at once. It never does. It started like a hairline crack, too small to panic over, too small to even name, until suddenly the whole foundation groaned under its own weight. Daniel was a graphic designer, the kind who could spend 3 hours arguing about whether a shade of blue was sea foam or teal. We'd met at a rooftop barbecue hosted by mutual friends. Him by the drink cooler, me on a mission to pretend the burned chicken skewers were edible. That night we talked for 3 straight hours about everything and nothing. Bad reality TV, why he refused to eat pancakes without whipped cream, whether pigeons were secretly government drones. We slipped into this rhythm together. Sunday brunches, Wednesday movie nights, splitting time between his apartment with the good TV and mine with the better kitchen. His parents' lake house became our escape. Every detail of our life together felt like a soft place to land. And then the small changes started. He began working late more often, a lot more. First it was once a week, then twice, then almost every night. Deadline, he'd text. Client emergency. Can't tonight, babe. Rain check? He'd respond slower. He'd cancel plans last minute. He'd ask for alone time more frequently. Each isolated moment made sense. Creative work could be chaotic, but strung together, they painted a picture I refused to look at. When I brought it up, gently, worried he was burning himself out, Daniel would force a smile and say, "Just stressed." So I tried harder. I checked in more, I reached out more, and every time he retreated further. One night I snapped a little, not in anger, just in fear. "Daniel, we haven't spent real time together in weeks. I feel like I'm trying to hold on to smoke." He set his laptop down, took this long breath, like he was about to deliver a speech he'd rehearsed. "You're a lot lately, Camille." My stomach dropped. "A lot how?" "The constant texts, the asking when we'll meet, the check-ins. It's too much." He rubbed the bridge of his nose. "I need space. I need breathing room." I tried so hard not to cry right there. "I'm your girlfriend, Daniel. I'm trying to understand you." "From now on," he cut in, "I'll decide when we meet. Stop pressuring me. I'll reach out when I'm ready." There were 1,000 things I should have said. Healthy things, boundary things, self-respect things. But love makes you stupid. I swallowed everything in my chest and whispered, "Okay." He squeezed my hand like he was doing me a kindness, then went back to his laptop. The Thai food I'd brought sat untouched for hours. For the next 2 weeks, I lived inside silence. No good morning texts, no memes, no thinking of you, nothing. I worked, pretended I was okay, stared at my phone like it owed me answers. I tried not to check his social media, but of course I did. He looked fine, better than fine. Pictures of latte art, city sunsets. Sometimes you just need to breathe. Apparently, I was the suffocation. On day 14, just as I was choosing between cereal or takeout for dinner, a knock came at my apartment door. Soft, hesitant, familiar. My heart sprinted. I looked through the peephole. Daniel. He looked wrecked. Red eyes, messy hair, wearing the hoodie of mine he always stole on cold nights. I opened the door without thinking. "Can I come in?" he asked, voice barely holding itself together. I stepped aside. He walked straight to the kitchen counter and set down a white CVS bag with trembling hands. Something inside me broke open. "What's going on, Daniel?" He swallowed hard. "Camille, I'm pregnant." Everything around me blurred out. The fridge hummed. A car passed outside. My heartbeat thundered in my ears. But all I heard was the word that didn't make sense. What?" He opened the bag, pulled out 3 pregnancy tests. All positive. "I took 3, he whispered. I didn't know who else to tell." I stared at him, at the tests, at the man I'd loved for 2 years. "Daniel," I said slowly, "we haven't been together in over a month." His eyes dropped to the floor. "I know." Silence expanded between us, thick and suffocating. I forced the question out even though I already knew. "Whose is it?" He started to cry, shoulders shaking, hands covering his face. "Her name is Brianna," he choked. "We worked together on a campaign in January. It was supposed to be nothing, just once after drinks. I didn't mean for anything to—" "Stop!" He froze. "Just stop!" The calm in my voice scared even me. The kind of stillness that comes right before something inside you snaps completely. So this whole space thing, I said, the canceled plans, the late nights, the "I'll decide when we meet" speech, that was all to keep your affair convenient? It's not like that. It's exactly like that. He tried reaching for me. I stepped back like his touch would burn me alive. Camille, please, I'm so confused. I didn't plan any of this. I needed time to think. I didn't want to hurt you. Then you shouldn't have cheated on me. My voice finally cracked, loud enough to shake the room. You don't get to betray me and then ask for compassion. He crumbled right there. I'm sorry. God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know how to tell you. I walked to the door, opened it, and pointed outside. Get out. He blinked like he misheard. Camille, take your tests. Take your confession. Take every lie you told me the past 3 months and get out. He looked like he wanted to argue or explain or beg, but I shut the door before he could form the words. Locked it. Pressed my forehead against the wood and let the silence swallow me whole. I didn't sleep that night. My brain replayed every moment, every excuse, every deadline that now had a name, Brianna. At sunrise, one fact settled into place with chilling clarity. Daniel wasn't just hiding an affair. There was more. Something he didn't say, something he was terrified of. And I was finally ready to find out what it was. I woke up the next morning with that strange, hollow clarity that only arrives after your world has already fallen apart. The kind where the shock burns off and leaves behind something sharper, something that wants answers. And I was done waiting for Daniel to hand me any. So I did the thing everyone tells you not to do after a breakup. I went full detective mode. Not dramatic, not chaotic. Cold, methodical, logical. The way you're supposed to be when you finally realize someone you trusted has been lying for months. I started at the obvious place, his social media. His recent posts were all carefully curated shots. Flat lays of his workspace, out-of-focus city lights, coffees that looked too pretty to drink. But hidden in the background of one post, a gallery opening 2 weeks earlier, was a woman. Blurred but unmistakable. Long dark hair, red satin dress, a confident posture leaning against a wine display. I zoomed in until my phone nearly overheated. Brianna. I didn't know her yet, but I would. Scrolling deeper into the tagged photos, I found more. Casual snapshots, candid moments, pictures where she wasn't in the center but nearby, always in Daniel's orbit. It was like a ghost haunting the corners of his feed. Then I searched her profile. It was public. Professional photographer, aesthetic reels, moody self-portraits, a bio that read, "Capturing truth through light." The irony did not escape me. As I scrolled, something in the comments of her older posts made me stop. A man had left a string of supportive messages, compliments, inside jokes, heart emojis. His name, Nathan Pierce. In half the photos, they looked like a couple. Brunch selfies, beach trips, a Christmas photo wearing matching sweaters. But then, around mid-December, it all just stopped. No breakup announcements, no new chapter captions, no sign of separation at all. Just silence. Had they broken up? Were they on a break? Or was Daniel, the other man, in a relationship Brianna never ended? My hands shook as I took screenshots, comments, dates, locations, every piece of proof. I didn't know why I was saving them, only that some instinct told me I would need them. By noon, my phone buzzed. Daniel, we need to talk about next steps. This situation is bigger than both of us. My whole body went cold. I didn't want to see him, but there was something he wasn't saying, something he thought I needed to hear. And I wanted the truth. Camille Coffee Shop on 5th, 3:00 p.m. He replied instantly. Daniel, thank you. I'll be there. The cafe was loud, crowded with remote workers who pretended to type while scrolling their phones. I spotted Daniel in the back corner, slumped over a cup he hadn't touched. Without the adrenaline of last night, he looked worse. I sat down without greeting him. He took a shallow breath. I'm keeping it, he said immediately. No hello, no apology, just a decision. The baby. I'm keeping it. I stared. I didn't blink. That's not my decision to make, I said. It's not my child. He flinched like I slapped him. I know, but you deserve to know what's happening. I didn't want you hearing it from someone else. That assumes I want to hear anything from you at all. He winced, but pushed on. Brianna told me she's keeping the baby, and she doesn't want me involved beyond, I don't know, support, whatever that looks like. His eyes dropped to the table. Except, a pause, a crack in his voice. Brianna's boyfriend, her real boyfriend, doesn't know. There it was, the missing piece. His name is Nathan, Daniel continued. I didn't know about him at first. Brianna said they were done, but now he's trying to get back with her. She didn't want him to know about me or the pregnancy. My heart clenched, but not for Daniel, for the man being lied to the same way I had been. So, let me get this straight, I said. She was living two lives. With you. With Nathan. And now you want pity because her mess is catching up? It's not like that, he whispered. It's exactly like that. I pulled out my phone, slid it across the table, and opened my screenshot folder. Daniel scrolled. Pictures of Brianna and Nathan kissing at a Christmas party. Comments. Dates lining up perfectly with the same weeks Daniel claimed he was working late. His face drained of color. Oh my God, he whispered. She lied to me too. Congratulations, I said coldly. You both betrayed someone who trusted you. At least now you're in good company. He looked like he wanted to argue, or explain, or beg again, but I stood up. I hope you figure out your mess, I said. I really do, because I'm done being in it. I left him sitting there, staring down at proof that he wasn't just a cheater. He was someone else's affair partner. I thought that was the end of it. Until 3 days later, when I woke up to a new message request on Instagram from a man I didn't recognize. Nathan Pierce. Hi. I know this is strange, but I think we need to talk about Brianna and your boyfriend. I have information you might want to hear. My breath caught. Of course this was coming. Two betrayed partners, moving in the same circle of lies. Two people with half a truth and nowhere to put the anger. I typed back before I could overthink it. Where? When? His reply came instantly. Dinner tonight, 7. I'll pick the place. Suddenly, everything sharpened. Every instinct, every breath, every thought. If Daniel and Brianna built their affair on lies, secrets, and careful manipulation, then Nathan and I were about to unravel it one truth at a time. And part of me, dark, tired, wounded, was ready. Nathan chose a casual restaurant downtown. Not fancy, not dramatic, just neutral ground where two people stitched together by betrayal could talk without an audience. I arrived early out of habit, claiming a booth in the corner where the warm lighting softened everything. I was halfway through a glass of water when he walked in. Nathan Pierce looked exactly like his photos, polished, self-assured, and exhausted in the way people are when they've been pretending life is still normal. Sharp jawline, pressed shirt, the kind of presence that said he was used to handling things calmly, until someone detonated a relationship underneath him. He slid into the seat across from me. Camille, he asked. I nodded. Thanks for meeting me, he said. This whole situation is a lot. A disaster, I corrected, because accuracy mattered. Let's call it what it is. He let out a breath that sounded almost like a laugh. Fair enough? We didn't waste time. There was no point. He started with what he knew. They weren't broken up. He and Brianna had been taking space, attending therapy, working on communication. He genuinely thought they were on the mend. She told me we were rebuilding, Nathan said quietly, eyes focused on the condensation sliding down his water glass. Meanwhile, she was sleeping with your boyfriend. Ex, I corrected again, very ex. He nodded once, appreciative. Then it was my turn. I walked him through the timeline. The affair, the pregnancy, the late nights, the lies dressed as deadlines. Nathan's jaw hardened as he listened. His hands didn't shake, but the tension around his mouth gave him away. Daniel didn't know about me, he murmured. She told him she was single. And he lied to me, I added. So really, all 4 of us were living inside the same web. Brianna's specialty, Nathan muttered, bitterness creeping in. She's always curated her life like a portfolio. Everyone is a prop for her narrative. I didn't say it aloud, but I thought it. Daniel had been a prop too, and I'd been the placeholder. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Two strangers connected by a single ugly truth. Finally, Nathan leaned back. She has a major gallery showcase next month, he said. The biggest opportunity of her career. Investors, collectors, press. She's been working toward it for 2 years. Something in his tone shifted, steady, controlled, ruthless. And I am going to make sure everyone there knows exactly who she really is. I blinked. You're planning something? He lifted one eyebrow. Camille, people like Brianna thrive because no one ever compiles the truth. They rely on chaos, confusion, fog. I don't do fog. I do documentation. He took a sip of his drink and added, Daniel isn't the only one with screenshots. I wasn't sure what I expected. Rage, tears, maybe even revenge fantasies. But Nathan was too composed for theatrics. His plan wasn't emotional. It was meticulous. You're going to expose her at her own event, I said slowly. He didn't smile, but something in his eyes narrowed with clarity. I'm going to make sure that the people investing in her work know they're investing in someone who builds her life on deception. I didn't ask for more details. I didn't need them. The way he said it was enough. Let me know how it goes, I said. Oh, I will. We exchanged numbers, not as allies, not as friends, as two people who'd survived the same explosion and needed to compare debris. As we stood to leave, he hesitated. For what it's worth, he said, you deserve better than this. So did you. We parted ways outside the restaurant, the night air cool enough to sting. The next few weeks slid by quietly, almost eerily so. I went back to my routines, real ones this time. I returned to work with focus. I actually slept. I cleaned my apartment the way you do when you're reclaiming space, removing bits of someone else's existence. And I rediscovered something I hadn't touched in years, my guitar. Daniel used to complain that it was too loud when he was trying to work, so I'd stopped playing without ever noticing the loss. One evening, on a whim, I took it out from the back of my closet, wiped off a thin layer of dust, and sat by the window. The first chord felt like taking a breath I'd forgotten I needed. Meanwhile, the gossip network delivered pieces of news I pretended not to care about. Daniel moved back in with his parents. Brianna was in her third trimester. No one knew where their relationship stood. I didn't text, I didn't check in, I didn't stalk their profiles. I allowed myself something better, silence that wasn't empty, just peaceful. 2 days before Brianna's gallery event, Nathan texted me. Tomorrow night, I'll update you. I didn't reply, not out of coldness, just because I trusted he'd follow through. And he did. The following afternoon, I received a single message with a single video link. Nathan, thought you might appreciate the highlight reel. I hesitated for half a second, then opened it. The footage was shaky, someone discreetly filming on their phone from across the gallery. The event was stunning. Ambient lighting, elegantly dressed guests, champagne, the kind of polished artistry Brianna lived for. She looked radiant, self-assured, untouchable, until Nathan entered the frame, calm, dressed professionally, carrying a leather folder like he belonged there. He didn't yell, he didn't accuse, he didn't cause a scene. He simply approached attendees one by one, collectors, influencers, gallery owners, offering them neatly printed packets. Each packet included screenshots of Brianna's overlapping relationships, receipts of hotel bookings, photos with timestamps, a clear, chronological documentation of the affair, the kind of irrefutable truth that destroys curated illusions. The camera captured Brianna noticing. Her expression collapsed from confidence to dread. She rushed forward, hissing something at him. Nathan didn't even raise his voice. He just continued handing out packets with the calm of a man who'd rehearsed justice. Within 15 minutes, half the room was whispering. Within 20, 2 investors left abruptly. Within 30, a gallery representative whispered something to Brianna, whose face drained of all color. The video cut off there. I watched the whole thing once, then again, then closed my phone and set it down gently. I didn't feel joy, or cruelty, or triumph. Just closure. Clean, simple, complete. Later, Nathan texted, "She'll recover, but not with the same shine. People remember character more than talent." I typed back, "Thank you for everything." Nathan, we all deserve the truth. Take care, Camille. Life after that came back slowly. I rebuilt habits that had slipped away. I made new ones. I stopped checking my phone every 5 minutes. Tyler, my best friend, convinced me to join his weekend hiking group. I started journaling, cooking real meals, sleeping deeply. And every night, before bed, I played guitar by my window, letting the warm glow of the streetlights fill the room. For the first time in a long time, everything felt quiet. Not empty, not lonely, just still. Healing doesn't come in a dramatic moment. Sometimes it comes in small, consistent breaths, in reclaiming the things someone else once made you abandon. Daniel and Brianna faded into the background of my life. A chapter closed, the ink dry. I had my peace, my music, myself, and that was more than enough.